goatee so that they don't judge me instantly for the throat tattoo. You know, judge me on one thing at a time. It says trust Jesus. Now, don't think too highly of me. That was a prison decision. When sitting in prison trying to decide what tattoo to get, I thought, well, what's the most ironic tattoo I can have when I get to hell? I think trust Jesus covers it. I think there's going to be a whole section of us in hell of religious tattoos going, this is some bullshit. Damn it. I'm going to be like, oh, hi, Dad. What are you doing here? You don't have any tattoos. Oh, you run the place. Married into it. I see. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's going to be like childhood. See you on the weekends. Yes, I have been to prison. Indiana prison system. In the Indiana prison system, there is the legend of a man by the name of Big Panties. Now, Big Panties was a large black man who would like to sneak up behind a young, unsuspecting inmate, knock them unconscious, and proceed to take advantage of them. Yeah, I kind of feel like the knocking them unconscious was kind of a courtesy. I wouldn't want to be awake for that. You know, I was never introduced to Big Panties, but man, my psyche will forever be scarred at his meeting of me. A-T-I-N-G. Yeah. I wasn't raped in prison. No. I had false teeth, so I did fine. Sometimes after a show, people come up to me and say, well, did you find God in prison? I'm like, no, why? What did he do? This time. I bet one of his best friends turned him in again, didn't they? You know, 30 pieces of silver didn't go nearly as far as it used to. You know, that first trial, they really crucified his ass. That whole carpentry background came back to nailing. Is that enough of the Jesus stuff? No. Okay, sometimes I wonder what Jesus would think about some of our holidays. You know, kind of like what we just had. What we have recently, Valentine's Day. I don't think he'd like it. It's not for the over-commercialization and cheap Hallmark bullshit. I think it's because every time he tries to pick up a handful of candy hearts, they just fall right through. He has the same problem with Halloween with candy corn, you know. All the handheld candies, he's just not a big fan. Yeah. Prison, that's fun. You learn interesting expressions in prison. You know, like it's only gay if you push back. Turns out I'm not gay. I have been to prison twice, and I've been divorced once. So some mistakes you only make once. And I hear people comparing marriage to prison a lot. And it's like, nah, man, prison's so much easier. See, in prison, when your wife cheats on you, you just shank him and throw a Snickers bar on a pillow. The next new guy comes in, and bam, you're remarried. Problem solved. Problem solved. I have a couple children, also adults now. My daughter, 21 years old. I just found out a couple days ago she got married a couple weeks back. And she was always a smart child, straight A student, National Honor Society. 4 years marching band. She had 17 scholarships. Her whole first year of college was completely paid for. Then she went into the Air Force. Now she's Air Force intelligence. So it just goes to show you can't drop them once. You know, 8-month-olds are squirmy, and I caught her on the first bounce. So, you know, her heart went out. I mean, I was only like 5'1", but I don't think that was my fault. Maybe. So I did catch her on the first bounce. I also have a son. He's 18, he'll be 19 in May, and he, the day before he turns 19, he leaves for the Navy, so 2 military kids. Quite proud of him. I say he's mine, he's about 6 foot tall and 200 pounds. We might need a DNA test on that boy. He's huge. Yeah. Glad I never spanked him. He's a lot bigger than I am now. Yeah. Good parenting. He had recently told me about a party he had went to where he had his first experience with a beer bong. And I was like, well, explain it to me, son. He's like, well, he poured the beer in, put it up, and I drank it back. So I was worried about it, but it ended up going down easier than my mom. I couldn't have been more proud of him in that moment, but then I was like, wait, no, you didn't get the foam out of it? And then I found myself explaining to my 18-year-old son the proper way to defoam a beer to properly bong it. Wait a minute, I'm teaching my minor son how to break the law better. Not my best parenting moment. Maybe she was right to keep him away from me for those 5 years. Although if she hadn't, they would know the proper way to bomb a beer. Yeah. They're good kids. They're good kids. When I remember, as I was a young parent, and I remember reading a lot of parenting books when we were pregnant. I wasn't. When my mother was pregnant with her, like What to Expect When You're Expecting and all those good books. And I remember it said play music for the baby in the womb. It's like, cool. I think I played a little too much Led Zeppelin though. Because when she was born, she came out and the doctor cleaned out her mouth and he slapped her on the ass and she went, ah! I don't do that joke once and my voice goes away. Oh, yeah. She don't like it when I joke about her, but fuck it, she hadn't talked to me in 6 years. I'll joke about her all I want. No, she married a guy named Caleb. I'm like, really? He's going to be Grandpa Caleb one day. So now for a little controversy. I think we should arm our teachers. I really do. Now, hear me out before you go judging me. We've all seen the videos of some of these disrespectful ass kids cussing out their teachers, throwing trash cans at their teachers. And I think little Johnny might be a little bit more cautious about what he throws at his teacher if the teacher's wearing a 1911 on their head. We can't arm the shop teachers though. I mean, you do have to have enough fingers to both hold the gun and shoot it at the same time. I'm standing by that joke. I like it. I'm a felon. I can't own a gun. I don't give a shit. I'll make jokes about myself. At least not legally. I'm not saying I couldn't get one. I'm just saying I don't have one. In case the prosecutor sees this video. I have a trial upcoming in a few weeks, so if I disappear for 2 to 4 years, it didn't go well. It didn't go well. No, I plan on winning because I've been to prison twice and I don't want to go back. So I am going to shave off my goatee for that because I know if I was on the jury, I would much rather vote not guilty for a guy that doesn't look like me. It ought to be a fun night. So I have Crohn's disease, which is a shitty disease, pun intended. And I've heard about every euphemism you can use for using the restroom, using the bathroom. We got all these taking a shit, taking a piss, taking a dump, dropping kids off at the pool. All the stupid euphemisms. I think since it's 2018, it's the digital age. It's time we moved our euphemisms up to the digital age too. I propose from here on out, we now use logging out and streaming. Right? It makes your bathroom conversation a whole lot more interesting at your buddy's house, doesn't it? Like, hey man, can I use your bathroom? Well, what are you doing? Are you logging out or are you streaming? Because if you're logging out, I need you to use the upstairs with the plunger and the spray. As we all know that you have Crohn's disease. I once did a walking fart and let it cleared off an entire school bus as a freshman in high school. I'm more proud of him. He driver, he couldn't even stand on it. It was great. I got on the bus right after school, and every step I took, all the way to the very back of the bus. So I'm in the very back seat, laughing so hard I can't even put the windows down. Because to me, that shit was funny. Everybody else was pissed because we was late leaving school that day. I think they pitched in and got me a ride home every day from there on out. No, I started doing stand-up because of my drugs. I spent a lot of time in Riley Hospital for Children as a teenager, and I watched comedy. I've always watched comedy, and I fully believe that laughter is the best medicine, and it helps us to heal, and it helps us to grow. And all that comedy, all that watching, helped me to heal. One of these days, I want to grow up. I want to do that. I'm going to give back that laughter and that healing that I was given all those years ago and for so long. And I continue doing it now, 3.5 years later. Because I'm so addicted to the laughter and the applause. And it's nights like tonight, and guys like y'all that you gotta think you're not feeding my addiction too bad. But no, I'm Larry George. That's my time tonight. Thank y'all.